Once upon a time, in a room full of wonders, where every step leads to magic, and the journey of a true story begins here, with amazing guests and true miracles. Please like and subscribe for more amazing videos.
Hello and welcome to our exciting spiritual miracle show, and I have a super interesting guest today, and I'm so happy that she shares her experience.
Okay, hi, I'm Michelle Winsell O'Leary, and I'm joining today from St. Paul, Minnesota in the USA. I'll just say briefly that I'm a licensed therapist and a graduate of Mastering Alchemy, a course in consciousness, and I'm a partner with Mastering Alchemy. And I also write books, so I've written a book on resilience called Flow in the Present series that kind of highlights my various experiences with energy and consciousness and contact from the other side, experiences with near death, and also out of body. So there's a bunch of different fun things we can talk about.
Yeah, that's great. And how many books have you written?
Well, I wrote a poetry book back in my 20s. This was a book that came in my dreams. I was dreaming in poetry. And so to sort of get it to stop, I wrote it down and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And so it was a transformational, process. My subconscious was coming forward. And then more recently, in 2024 and republished in 25, I wrote the first in a series of books. Resilience is a series, and it's the first level of energetics and sort of becoming conscious. So it's all about starting to recognize when you're unconscious and becoming conscious of being unconscious.
That is very interesting. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love to check that out.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay, then let's start to talk about your amazing experience along the way.
Excellent. So I'll just say I can't really say the first. The near-death experience that I had really was in my late 20s, early 30s. And I was driving my vehicle on my way to work. I'm a therapist. I was on my way to do therapy for the day. And as I'm turning into the office, I suddenly look up and realize there's a truck that kind of came around this corner extremely fast, much bigger than me, and we are going to connect. Like, it's too fast for us to not connect. I don't know why we didn't see each other, but we didn't. And I sort of just said goodbye, like, okay, well, it's been a great life. Like, I know this is happening now. I can see that this is going to be very serious. It sort of moves into slow motion where you're just like, oh my God, like I could see the face of the other driver. Like, we're both frozen, looking at each other and coming closer together. So I sort of said goodbye, like, okay, this is it, it's how I'm going out. And all of a sudden I sort of look around and I notice there's entities in the car with me. One next to me, two behind me, and I'm just like, what is that about? Now, I actually have experience in my life with having conversations with angels. I dreamt a lot about graveyards and things. So I have all these experiences, and I was like, oh, I recognize you. Like, I've seen you somewhere. And they basically said to me, it's not your time to go. Like, you're going to be fine. Just take a breath. Everything's okay. And I was like, that is so strange. So I'm not dead. I realize, okay, I don't think I'm dead right now because they're telling me it's not my time to go. But I'm also like not really aware of the car right now. So I'm not alive. I'm not dead. I'm not sure what's happening. And I let that just have a little conversation with them, basically. And then I sort of noticed, oh my goodness, I'm in my car and I didn't die. Like, I felt the impact of this accident. My car is totaled. And I look up and notice like that truck is rolling down the ditch, if you will. And I'm like, oh, I hope that person's okay. Somehow you have these thoughts. And I'm just thinking to myself, I didn't die. Like, how is this possible? Like, this was serious. So it was a very odd experience. I literally sort of was in my body but not in my body and went back to work. And my coworkers, some of who saw the whole accident, like they were leaving the office and saw this accident, and they're in shock. And I'm like, well, I think I have clients. And they're just like, you're not working today. And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I just survived that. Let's go. I got people to see. And they're like, you're not seeing anyone today. You're in total shock. So, it took me a little while to come back in my body and recognize and be present again and conscious. And, I had some physical repercussions from that and had to have some treatments for that. But ultimately the message being, when you think you're done and then you go to this place where you have this conversation with spirit guides, angels, whatever you want to call them, and they tell you it's not your time, and then you come back in and it's like, okay, I guess I'm meant to still be doing the work I'm doing. I'm a therapist for a reason, right? I'm meant to impact and work with other people, and I guess I'll get back to serving my purpose, is kind of how I felt after that experience. Yeah.
That is amazing, yeah. And what is it with your dreams? Like when you said you had dreams before with the angels, was there something that you wanted to know or that needed answers in your life, or you just were randomly dreaming?
Yeah, when I was really little, I was raised by my mother, my grandmother, my godmother, and my great-grandmother. Lovely, lovely women for my first couple years of life. And my dad really wasn't all that present. And my mother ended up remarrying when I was very young. So I moved. I'm in a new house with a new father figure who kind of took over control of the whole situation, and it just didn't feel comfortable. He's from a farming background, so he's very intense and physical and rigid and harsh, as you can imagine from a farm life, right? It's very harsh, and they're all boys. And here I am, this tender little girl. He scared the crap out of me. And so, I also kind of felt alone, like my mom backed up so he could take charge, and he scared me. And so when I dreamed, I think I was going to this graveyard kind of for comfort, like I was escaping in my dreams to someplace familiar. That didn't scare me. That felt comfortable, like, oh, like this is an interesting place, and there's spirits here, and there's entities here, and there's I felt like I had some friends that felt comfortable for me there. So it was like an environment. Maybe it was something I was comfortable with. I was very little. So I didn't try too hard to understand it. I just knew it kind of felt comfortable, and I was not alone while I was there. It felt comfortable. So,
yeah.
And it was a recurring dream. It happened all the time.
Yeah.
Like every night for a long time when I was little. Yeah.
Have you ever dreamed of flying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
meaning of when you want to... I had that a lot when I was little. Flying off and flying over the roof, and who knows, maybe we can do that, while we are dreaming.
Yeah. And the other one that I tend to do, and I didn't think of this story until you just said that, but so dreaming in the dream state and then meditation in sort of a conscious, different space have some similarities, and you can sort of consciously either observe where you're going and what you're doing, and I can speak for me, and I can sort of consciously make choices in those spaces too. And so I was in a meditation once. This was probably in my 20s. And there was somebody guiding the meditation, and I tend to follow until I'm like ready to do my own thing, and then I go do my own thing. So I followed for a little bit, and then I was like, I'm going to go do my own thing. And what I did was I ended up swimming. And I ended up finding myself underwater a lot and swimming. And when I was down there swimming around, I saw another entity down there, and I was just like, ooh, like maybe I should get out of here. Like maybe I'm not supposed to be here was the first thought I had. And I started swimming up, and I kind of looked back down, and I was like, oh, that's my dad. Now I didn't tell you, in the meantime, I lost my dad. My real dad had died, and I had never really known him. But underwater in this meditation, I saw him. I recognized him from pictures that my mother had shared with me when I was younger. And I noticed him, and I'm like, I got to go back down there. Like, he's there for a reason. I'm here for a reason. I'm going back down. And I did. And we had, like, that was our reconnection to each other, was underwater together, hugging, embracing. And now I can reach out and connect with him anytime I want and feel that comfort and that connection and relationship that I never had in my lifetime here now. Only in my meditative and dream space do I connect with him. So I go underwater a lot. I swim a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never heard that, but I know about the flying part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll tell you one other
yeah.
piece of that you might be interested in. Because when he died, I didn't know how he died or why he died. I knew that he killed himself.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm a mental health therapist. I understand the nature of that. But I went in a very deep, intentional meditative space, having already connected with him, and because I wanted to know why and how. And when I got into that space and connected with him and said, how did you do it? Like, how did you do it? And I heard this repeating message. It was a gun. It was a gun. It was a gun. It was a gun. I was like, okay, got it. Thank you for the message. It was extremely clear. That did not surprise me. It's the most common way in that time that men killed themselves was with a gun. It's very permanent and fast and happens quick. But the more interesting thing was when I said, why? And the response I got was how he shared what it felt like when he made that decision with me. And that feeling or sensation of extreme depression to a level I've never experienced in my life outside of that moment. Like I was just immediately bawling, and it was so intense, and I was like, oh, got it, understood, like horrific feeling. But he shared, I asked, so be careful what you ask for in the conscious aware space, because you just might get it. And I've never asked that kind of a question again, because I know, I don't need to know. But I did find out, and that was through an out of body style experience that knowing came into my body.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dreams. So we can definitely connect with people that passed over, because I know this happened to myself when there was a person still alive, but he was about to die. I think he was in the hospital at that moment, and he came to me offering me expired chocolate, and it was like a feeling of I'm no good anymore. Like, it was weird. It was because he couldn't talk it out, I guess. And a few days later he died. So
Wow.
the chocolate was the meaning. He handed it over to me, and I said, wow, this is old and expired. And it's kind of a meaning. He is expired. His life has been expired. It's over, you know. And it
Absolutely.
was right away clear to me then. And especially after a few days that I know he died, it was also incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can definitely communicate with the people that are in heaven. We just have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
and receive, and it's a gift, receiving messages and also like the angels, what you say, that's also incredible stories there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll transition if it's all right.
Yeah.
Mastering alchemy for me is a calling. It's,
Yeah.
some people believe, you come here with a purpose in this lifetime or on this planet, and everybody has a unique purpose. And I knew I needed to do something meaningful with my life. I always knew that. Therapy felt like, yep, that's aligned with my purpose. But I always knew there was more than that. And it wasn't until I started mastering alchemy, which a friend of mine had said, oh, you should try this. I just started. I think you'd really like it. I checked it out, and it was immediately, I was like, oh, this feels like home to me. Like, this is what I've been waiting for, like my whole life. And I went through the first level and started practicing with those skills of awareness and consciousness and all kinds of tools to manage my life differently. And then I kind of took a break. I was a newlywed, I was a mother, all these responsibilities. And in about 2018, while I was sleeping again, in the middle of the night, probably 2 or 3 in the morning, my phone alarm, as if I had set an alarm, my phone alarm goes off. And I'm like, I didn't set an alarm for 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, that's weird. Whatever, I'm asleep. So I just turn it off. I didn't really think about it. I was like, whatever. Literally, like 30 seconds, maybe not even later, my husband at the time, his phone alarm went off. And I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Both of our phones are going off at the same time in the middle of the night. What is that about? And I was kind of stumped, but I was also tired. And so he turned it off, and I was kind of like, that's really weird. Like, I don't understand, but I'm going to try and go back to sleep. Literally 15 seconds, 30 seconds later, my alarm goes off again. And I'm like, all right, who is here? Why are you here? Like, what is going on? And so there were 3 alarms that went off. I had 3. So who is here? Michael, Uriel, Gabriel. I heard them immediately.
Wow.
And then the message in unison, all 3 of them, it's time. And I'm like, I knew what they meant. It's time to get back to mastering alchemy. That's related to your purpose. And you're needed. Like, this is it. You got to go. And it was urgent. And I was like, the next day, I'm like, okay, I am back at the next level of mastering alchemy. And I have not stopped. That has been consistent. And I understood the higher calling I've been looking for, that higher purpose I've been looking for. The pathway is mastering alchemy for my spiritual growth and process. And that brings me to the present moment in today, where I'm a partner in that work and helping other people transition into their pathway and their purpose, be it spiritual or work, family, relationship, whatever it is. That's my calling. And it's integrated now. It's not health care therapy only. It's also connecting on that deeper spiritual level and assisting people in awakening into their own purpose, passion, and experience in the moment. Be it, 3D life or awareness of other multidimensional levels of consciousness, connecting with people who've passed, all kinds of things.
Is it like a hypnosis or a meditation?
So that's a good question. It is a set of tools that are used to maintain and grow and build and expand conscious awareness in higher levels of oneself and the world around us. And ability to check in with higher frequencies and sort of live life with more awareness and conscious intention in the present moment, being aware of tools like time, for example. Like, I know I'm here having a conversation with you right now, and at the same time, we're having conversations that are bigger and broader and impacting more people. There's more than one thing happening in many layers all the time that I'm aware of, and I think you're aware of, and maybe others are aware of. But it's a practice. It does involve meditation, and it's also practice and tools that allow you to live your life in a different way, where you're creating the experience and you're aware of creating it and have the tools to create it in the way that you desire.
So
and my books are about that too.
So you could create, let's say, a future that you desire?
Absolutely.
That's good. Yeah.
All the time, every day.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
You shift in the moments if you're aware. Like, well, where would I like this to go?
Exactly. I am doing this already in my mind. Yeah. I mean, if people are open-minded and spiritual, I think it's easier for them. But if people are new, how long would it take for them to understand it or be there?
Yeah, it's a really great question. I'll answer it this way. Mastering Alchemy as a program is online. Pieces of it are free, and then there's membership. There's various choices to be made. And I've met hundreds of these individuals that if you're motivated and interested in engaging and you just go to masteringalchemy.com, and I experienced this, you can find tools very quickly and begin to put them in place. And you have to start a practice. You start and then you build it over time, like anything. You don't walk into becoming a professional baseball player in a day. You practice skills over time and start to use them for a purpose. And you find your own inner wisdom in the process. You know more than you think you know. Our thoughts limit what we believe. And as soon as we open up and believe there's more and tap into it, the opportunities are fast, right? The energies, higher frequencies move fast. And there's a number of people who've done this work for decades, me being one of them, and others have done it for decades longer than me. And collectively, we hold a space, an energy, a frequency that is present, and others that are interested can kind of step right into it with us. And it moves much more quickly than the forerunners who had to carve the path out of nothing. Now, it's a real existing consciousness that you can step into. That's one way I'll answer it. But the other way I want to answer it, because what I do in my practice is I meet people where they're at. And they might not be seeking higher consciousness. They might be saying, you know, I have all this stuff going on in my life, and I don't even know where to begin. And I need someone to help me with all this. You know, there's anxiety, there's pressure, there's confusion, there's grief, there's loss, there's change, there's transition, all these experiences. And it's so fun to work with people that maybe they may or may not consider themselves spiritual, but they are ready for change. They want something to be different. And in the process of being open to that, and my meeting them where they're at, and my awareness of decades of work of kind of holding a space for them and shining a light a little bit on like just what's right beyond the edge of what they're aware of, and allowing them to start to just quiet themselves enough to hear and feel their own presence. And then they'll say something and it'll be like they don't even realize they just said something spectacular. And I'll be like, will you just say that again? And they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, where did that come from? I'm like, I don't know, but it just came from you. And you just answered your own question. That's your inner wisdom. You found it. And they kind of step up in their awareness and consciousness, and that's like their new baseline. Like their baseline just moved up a little bit and up a little. And so this is happening for people all over the world in these awakenings.
Yeah.
And again, so that's what I do.
Yeah. It's also like the shamans, when they work with you and they ask your consciousness and you answer, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know, like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's an unlocking.
Yeah.
You tap something and you unlock if you're open, interested, willing, intentional.
Yes.
And you start to become conscious where you otherwise were unconscious. And now that you've become conscious, you don't unlearn it. It's like you don't unsee what you see. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Interesting, yeah. And you got people from all kinds of backgrounds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 18. Well, I work with adults, so 18 into their 70s right now. A lot of them are in Minnesota. Many of them are global as well. So it's part of it is therapy, part of it is conscious coaching, part of it is transformational, conscious intuitive guidance. So it sort of depends. But yeah, I work with people from all over the world.
And you do that on the phone or online, like on Zoom or something?
I do it remotely. And I give everyone a choice how they like to do it. Some people like this live video, audio experience. That takes Wi-Fi and other tools. Some people would rather just have an audio conversation on the phone.
Yeah.
I do that. Some people, especially the younger generation, like just live chat, right?
Yeah.
This is me typing. We just type back and forth live in the moment for a period of time, and that's how we work. So the modality isn't the issue. It's the exchange and connection that's the purpose. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, me as a medium, I know too, I can just through the phone, I can hear spirit, and it's that easy. And I never knew it would be that easy. But it is. It's all energy. And we gotta just pick that up. And even if we just have it online or on the phone, it doesn't have to be in person all the time.
No.
Yeah.
No. And right now in my life, I move, I live in different places, and so everything I do is remote unless I happen to meet you where I am in that moment.
Yeah.
So we're very, very highly intelligent beings.
Yeah.
More intelligent than we realize.
And you also give advice on what to do to make it better from connecting and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I work with people, and I just said, like, you tell me, envision based on what you're experiencing, what would you like if we work together and you're like, this is what I want to focus on, and I'll say, well, what does it look like once we've done that? Start to imagine, picture, tell me, what would it feel like? What would be different? You've already started the work when you're envisioning that next future moment when it's going to look different. You've already started. And now we know where we're going.
Yeah, and then you just keep going with your future plans, and you live it, you gotta dream it, live it, and be there.
Yeah, that's right. Be present right in it, aware of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like manifesting it, and it's all amazing. And you have gotten out some miracles out of this, and pathways that you think they fit to you. Like, is there anything that came across or that people gave you a good review or say, hey, this worked really good out for me?
How do I express this? I am the kind of person, when I work with other people, connect with other people, every encounter I intend to leave a nugget of something every single time with every single person. And so I could pick any person and tell you a story. I have a lot of really good reviews and remarkable reviews and lives that have shifted incredibly. It's just which one do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
When it's what you do, there's so many options. So yeah, I hear them all the time. People finding themselves, noticing their own wisdom. They were like, I thought this was going to take years, of pain and drama and all these things. And instead, I find these little nuggets of wisdom and my life is transformed. It's like, let's move on to the next piece then, because it's incredible. And it's not, you don't backslide into old ways unless you really choose to. Most people don't. Once they've experienced something different, they kind of want to keep going to what's more, because there's always more.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I have remarkable stories. They're on my website. I have a website. It's at spiritofTherapyllc.net. And I have a whole page of people's comments to me, whether they're people in mastering alchemy and energy work, or healthcare providers, or people I work with. I have a community called Empowered Connections, members of that community, people who've read my book, what they've discovered from that, and clients that I work with independently. And I kind of put all the evidence right there. Like, here's what I'm hearing from everybody.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I definitely put a link down below with your website and with a book. If you sell that on Amazon.
Yeah, it is on Amazon. It's Resilience is the title, and it's Flow in the Present series. And so I'll give you, so when you post this, I'll give you all the various links. I also have what's called Linktree. So, right, linktr.ee / my name, Michelle Winslow O'Leary. And that is where I have all my podcasts, all my social media, all my website links. Everything is there. So you can get anywhere from there.
That is amazing. Yeah, I definitely will put that all down. And I hope you can magically, or like with your good work, you can make those people all happy wherever they want to be in place in life.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely hold that space. And if someone is interested, it's there and available. Kind of like you said, right? Just be present in it.
Yeah.
If you allow it and notice it and want it, step into it and be present.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for all this information. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Daniela. I really appreciate meeting you, and I would love to do this again sometime. I wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you and your sister doing this podcast and sharing these pieces of information with everybody.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thank you again, and you are blessed, and thank you for helping all these people.
Yeah, my pleasure. You step into purpose, that's what happens.
Exactly. Yeah, you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You as well.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.